Welcome back to our Cowan Talk series. My name is AJ Feltis. I'm a senior global benefits consultant, and we're here today in Athens, Greece for our annual Asinta conference. Joining me today is Dasha. Dasha is joining us from the UK, from Everywhen. That's the organization she works for. Today, we're going to learn a little bit more about Dasha, what it is that she does every day, and also maybe a little bit about what you do for fun. So to break the ice, Dasha, if you were a fruit, any fruit, which fruit would you be and why?
So that was the hardest question for some reason. And I gave it a lot of thought. And I chose dragon fruit. It's pink, and I used to have pink hair. It's really weird and maybe a little bit spiky. When people meet me, they think I am a little bit weird and maybe a little bit spiky. But when they get to know me, I'm actually nice and sweet and quite approachable.
I think we're all a little bit weird, whether or not we like to admit it. So Dasha, you're the client director at Everywhen. What exactly is it that you do, and what does that mean to you for being the client director?
Of course. So at Everywhen, client directors, we are responsible for advising clients on all lines of business, healthcare, group risk, pensions, technology solutions, well-being, everything to do with people, employee benefits. So my day-to-day job would be broken down in several parts. One very important part is me being a coordinator for Everyone in the Asinta network, which is why I'm here. It's very exciting. And I also have a portfolio of clients, which is not massive, but they are key important clients. And again, they're very sticky. They have a lot of lines of work with us. And quite a big part of my job is big prospects, big RFPs, loads of presentations, information gathering, so things like that.
Sounds like you're probably wearing 10 different hats a day.
That makes it fun.
Yeah, it does. It keeps us going, right? So what does a day in the life of your typical work week look like?
I always start my Mondays with going through for my Friday planning notes and to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I know what my key priorities are, and that happens on Monday morning. By midday on Monday, I'm doing completely different things because client priorities come first. Work is very different. It's very different every day. For example, I'm going to use last week. I was preparing for this conference, looking at attendees, trying to be as ready as I can. And I had 2 requests for RFPs, very, very big RFPs. And one had to go by Friday afternoon, and I had the request on Wednesday. And the other one is due next week, so that's a little bit more time.
Well, I hope you get some downtime for yourself. Sounds like you're going to be pretty busy over the next little while. What are some of the biggest challenges that your clients are facing today that might be specific to the UK?
Healthcare. Healthcare is the biggest challenge. I'm sure I'm not the only one who says that. Globally, we see pressures on medical insurance, insurers to provide better service. In the UK, we have double whammy, if you may say, of this situation, because what we've had is the current statutory healthcare is very rarely fit for purpose. People face horrible waiting lists, complexity navigating the system, so they go more and more towards private sector. Because private sector gets overwhelmed with queries, new business, new people, new claimants. We have increase in costs, but also insurers find it quite hard to navigate how to service all this new business that goes their way, which again rises costs and also reduces service. So being a broker and actually hand-holding your clients through that is incredibly important, but also creating policies to manage costs. Because even if the employer pays the full premium, employees still pay tax on it. And if you have a policy which is ever increasing, well, that's actually very counterproductive because people will end up paying more.
Well, it sounds like there really is that you have to find that, happy medium between the private and the public sector, at least for those socialized countries where there is universal healthcare. So Dasha, I think we've got a really good understanding of kind of your professional life, what you do for work. To change things up, what is it that you do for fun? What do your weekends look like?
So I live in city centre Manchester. So again, very, very lucky. So weekends, we usually try to keep as free as possible because there's always something to do. So for example, next weekend, I do really hope to go and see Hokusai exhibition. And it's completely free and it's a very small gallery. And for some reason, no one knows about it. On the other hand, I'm really close to Big District. It's 20 minutes on the train. So hiking is definitely done at least once a week because I've got a little dog that needs to be walked. And sometimes I need to be walked even more.
Well, I hope you can get through that RFP so you and the little doggy have some downtime.
That would be great.
Dasha, this was great getting to know you a little bit better. Just wanted to say thank you for the time today and really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.